Microsoft has finally announced the next event for the Xbox. In this video, we're going to break down that event. We're going to break down whether or not it's going to be good for the Xbox platform, what to expect there, and my predictions a little bit into this event. I know there's a lot of rumors going around about the Xbox Series X. We're going to, kind of talk about whether or not to expect any type of next-gen announcement there at all at this event. There's a lot of information about the Xbox Series X we don't know in terms of, we don't know the price, and we don't know the release date. So we're going to break down if we should see that at this next event. But before we get on with the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content, and you can always follow me on Twitter at LordAddictILP, and don't forget to hit the bell icon there at the bottom. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you with another video. Looks like Microsoft's going to Tokyo Game Show. That's kind of interesting considering they don't really go to this event. Microsoft has had an extremely hard time competing in the Japanese market. It is not a secret that, with the lack of JRPGs that have come to the Xbox platform in the past, there's a lot of studios and a lot of publishers in Japan that doesn't really mess with Microsoft in terms of their platform. And it's interesting, on top of Microsoft going to this event, that Sony or Nintendo will not be at this event. They're going to be the only platform holder coming into this year at the Tokyo Game Show. And that's the biggest interesting part about that, is the fact that we have the PS5 and the Xbox Series X about to come out. So one would think that, Sony would want to have some kind of presence at the Tokyo Game Show. So it's kind of interesting that Microsoft will be the only platform holder having any type of presence there. Now, first thing I want to bring up is I want to bring up the fact that they said Microsoft will be opening this Tokyo Game Show with about a 45-minute presentation. That's a lot of time, and I think they can do a lot in 45 minutes. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, oh, Addict, they might show the release date, they might show the Xbox Series S here, and they might actually give us the price on these consoles. But it does look like I have some bad news for you guys. Microsoft did come out on Twitter and just stately say that, no, do not expect no new next-gen news here. That is kind of disappointing because it's almost November, you guys. I mean, we're going into September. Next month is October. We are very close on the release of these consoles, and we still don't have a price or a release date. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read exactly what was said on Twitter and tell you what they are giving the expectations to. First thing they want to bring up is we're gonna be celebrating the Japanese game creators and games. That's great, because it's like I said earlier in the video, Microsoft has never really been able to crack that Japanese market. And maybe if you start supporting and celebrating the creators over there and the publishers over there, they would take your product a little bit more seriously. This next one kind of, interests me a little bit. It says there's going to be updates coming to the Microsoft Flight Simulator for PC. That's really interesting. Now, I know for a fact when it comes to this game, it's very high detailed. So I don't really know what type of updates they can make that would appeal to a Japanese audience. Maybe they have a lot of aircrafts and stuff like that they can put in the game to appeal to this audience. But as far as I know, there's not a whole lot they can do. Maybe they can, be real detailed in terms of what they do in Tokyo and et cetera, but we're definitely gonna have to, keep an eye on this, because I know there's a lot of Flight Simulator fans out there, and see exactly what they do in the future. Now let's go ahead and move on here. The next one's the Japanese Minecraft community creativity. I assume this is going to be focused on Twitch, on Twitter, YouTube. It's going to be content creators that's from the Japan area that focus on Minecraft content. And it's like I said, you support these channels, you support this demographic, and you'll grow more in that region. And this is something that Microsoft definitely needs to focus on. I don't know if they do this right now, but it's nice to see that they're going to put some spotlight on other content creators, especially in regions that they're not being extremely successful in terms of the Xbox brand. So the last one here is showcase broadcast is in Japanese only. I don't really have an issue with this as long as they have a translator there that is going to tell us what's being said. I hope this is going to be shown worldwide. I assume it is. Normally the Tokyo Game Show is, but I do feel like as a Western audience and a Western consumer, I do have interest in the Japanese market. So I would really appreciate Microsoft if you have someone there to translate what is going on, or have an English version that you put on YouTube so the Western audience can know what's going on at this event. And then you see right there's the last thing they say, no new next gen news. Now that is very disappointing, because like I said in the video, we're almost coming up to October. When are these consoles going to really do anything? Like, obviously right now we're on September the 2nd. This is going to be an event towards the later of the month. I believe it's September the 27th. So it's kind of interesting that at that point we'll be in October, almost October. 3 days from that event, we're in October. When are these consoles going to release something? Maybe, you know, because they like to announce stuff on Mondays. Maybe the next couple Mondays they'll give another type of an event that they're going to show that information. But every part of me feels like this is going to be like a mid-October event that's going to tell us the release date and the price. And it's interesting because I've never seen this much chicken going on between competitors, and it's kind of nice actually. It sees that Microsoft does consider Sony a competition, or they wouldn't hold the price and the release date this far. Now, it's like I said earlier, they are opening the Tokyo Game Show. Microsoft is showing a big lengthy conference at the Tokyo Game Show. The biggest question I want to ask you guys is, what could Microsoft really do at this event? They've already got a lot of the JRPGs on the Xbox platform. Microsoft has already got Final Fantasy on the Xbox. They've already got Yakuza on the Xbox, and they even got Dragon Quest on the Xbox. So in terms of this, I really feel like they're going to have to bring something like Persona 5. There's a lot of games that's not on Xbox, but the biggest ones are currently coming to Xbox. One of the biggest announcements that I think Microsoft can make at this event is go on that stage and say, we have bought a Japanese studio. We have a JRPG studio working on our first party titles. That would be huge for Microsoft because they still don't have that. And I honestly feel if you want to grow in these type of regions, you're going to have to double commit in these regions. You need maybe even 2 JRPG first party title studios that are making the type of content that you want in that region. You want people in these regions to buy Game Pass? Then give them reasons to buy Game Pass. Give them games that appeal to them. At the end of the day, this might literally just be a wish list that I have. Some of this might come true, all of this might come true, and it's very possible that none of this come true. I do think that Microsoft needs to really invest into the Japanese market if they want the Japanese market to invest into them. But anyway, tell me what you guys think. Do you think it's relevant that they're going to the Tokyo Game Show? Do you think they're going to show anything good at this event that would really capture the audience of the Japanese market? And don't forget, just because they are going to try to invest a little bit more into the Japanese market doesn't mean it's not going to benefit the Western market. There's a lot of the Western market that loves JRPGs. So my question to you guys is, what can they show at this event to make you think that they're really investing into that market? To me, I would like to see Persona 5 come to the platform, but definitely put that in the comment section below. This is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.